So this begins our do-it-yourself dry-aged beef project. You can see we have on the right about a 13-pound bone-in ribeye roast. On the left we have about a 9-pound boneless chuck roast. We've provided some nice roast racks that have been sprayed with a food-grade rubberized coating for the stainless steel racks. In the bottom of the pans is a special sea salt specifically for dry aging, and we've placed all of that in these glass Pyrex dishes that are easy to clean up when we're done. So we're going to also include in the refrigerator a thermometer. We're going to keep the temperature in the refrigerator between 35 and 37 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to put both of these pieces of meat just as they are into the refrigerator. We're going to leave them there for about 21-22 days. We will provide short video time-lapse clips along the way to show you the progress, and we'll look forward to seeing how all of this turns out in about 3 weeks. Here you can see our beef resting in the fridge. It's been in here for about 30 hours. We've just begun the process, but you can see it sitting there on the racks in the Pyrex with the special sea salt underneath. We'll discuss more about the sea salt along the way, but you can see it's already starting to dry out nicely on the outside, not stiff and crusty by any means, just enough to ensure that there won't be any inappropriate bacterial growth that would cause rot or any type of mold on the surface. So we're very happy with how things are progressing. The refrigerator itself is keeping what looks to be a nice approximately 34 degrees, 35 degrees, and that is absolutely ideal. So we will check back on these guys in about 3 to 5 days when we get closer to about 6 days in, because that will be about 1/3 the total time that it will spend in the dry aging cooler, and we'll let you see the difference then. Day 13 of our dry aged beef project. We're going to open the refrigerator for just a second and let you see what's going on. The beautifully sweet, nutty smells of dry aged beef come wafting out. You can get a good look at the bone-in rib roast there. It's got an outstandingly nice rind on it. You can see all the fat has essentially started to dry up, tighten up, and gray up. You can see the same thing with the chuck roast, even more so. There was a large piece of fat there that has kind of dried up and tightened up very nicely. You can see the whole thing has a very nice rind on it. Temperature control, you can get a good look there. We're maintaining about 35-36 degrees, which is exactly where we want to be. And about 5 days ago we threw in a couple of 5+ pound chuck steak roasts with the small backbone in them, small piece of chine bone in them. We're actually going to only let those age for about 7 days during this process, not as part of the overall dry aging thing, but to actually allow you to see that you can do smaller portions as well for shorter periods of time. We're going to cut those up this weekend, play with them in a marinade, and turn them into a delicious beef kebab. So there you have it. Everything's hanging out nicely in the refrigerator. We can get a good look at that there for you. Let you see that this is exactly how dry aged beef works at home. No foul smells, no bad bacterias, no overly moist surface area at all. Definitely no mold would grow on these either, because there is no moisture to speak of. So there you have it. We'll give you another one in just another week or so with the final product, and we hope you enjoy what you've seen so far. So we've come to the end of our 22-day dry aging cycle. You can see the bone-in rib roast sitting in front of us now. Very dark, well-rined. A lot of the fat has already grayed up and desiccated as well. We're going to take it off. We're going to put it on the scale in just a moment. We're going to weigh it out, and we're going to show you exactly how much weight loss has occurred during this period of time, thanks to the sea salt. So we began with a roast that weighed 13.21 pounds. We conclude our 22-day dry aging process at 11.32 pounds, so right at about 1.9 pounds of weight loss. And so that means that our weight loss hasn't been exceptionally considerable, about 15 to 17%. Just right where we would expect it to be. That helps to intensify the beefy flavor because the moisture has been reduced and everything going on inside just gets that much more delicious. So now we'll show you what the sea salt looks like and why the entire process is so effective. So when you deal with actually carving up the beef once it's dry aged, you're going to want to remember that everything along the rind is very hard and very crusty. So typically we recommend that you take off about the front 1/4 inch of very crusty beef. You may or may not choose to trim all of this off. That's entirely up to you. And then you're going to want to take about a 1/4 inch off of this side as well. You can see how desiccated this entire end is. That's absolutely beautiful, exactly what we wanted. And so then you'll just wind up cutting them right down between the ribs. Make yourself some very nice thick steaks. You're going to want to cook your dry aged beef to about medium rare. Anything more than that, you're going to lose all of the benefit that you've just put all the time, energy, and effort and patience into as you dry aged your beef. So remember, cook it to an internal temperature of about 145 degrees. 145 degrees, and that will allow you to enjoy the delicious flavors that you have allowed to build for the last 3 weeks. So now that we've carved everything up, we wanted to show you the difference between the end cut and center cut. With the end cut, even though you've pulled the rind off, you're still going to notice some darker areas of the beef that was closest to the rind, getting closer to being fully desiccated. That's why it appears so dark. The center cut is just beautifully dark red, extremely tender. You could actually pull pieces of the red meat out of the middle there and it would tear away with just your fingers. So we're going to look forward to getting these on the grill in just a little bit. So here's our original Pyrex pan with the food safe rubber coated rack that we placed underneath the beef. We're now going to take that out. You're going to see none of the salt really sticks to it very much, just a few little grains here. You see the impression left in the bottom, but now watch this. Actually hard chunks. Quite a bit of moisture has been absorbed into this. And so that's what helps to desiccate the meat, helps assist the entire process. We'll provide a full discussion in written form about why it is that dry aged beef is so well suited to have sea salt as the assist. We thank you for joining us for this entire project, a total of 22 days. We'll provide a few pictures along the way as well. And as always, remember, when you join us here at Go Pound Salt, happiness is just a lick away.